thanks again for joining us. So we are going to do a scope swap on my AR-15. The scope that I am taking off is ATN X-Sight 4K 5-20 night vision. This actually has been a pretty sweet scope, but you're limited with night vision. You're limited on range and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, without boring you with all the details, pros, cons, night vision, whatever, I'm just going to say this. We got the Goyojo GRL 335 Thermal Scope. So this scope is just sweet so far. Obviously haven't used it because it's not mounted on my gun. But it is going to be by the end of this video. And I'm going to kind of show you guys a quick tutorial on how to do that. A couple things to notice. This scope comes with the extension rails, right? So you will actually unscrew your quick detach from your scope, bolt on, screw on your attachment, your extension to it, and then reattach your quick detach to this guy in the proper placement that you need it. And then that all together gets strapped onto the scope or the rifle. So real quickly, basically taking this guy off, kind of the same as anything else. You know, we're just going to take off the bases, get them loose, nice and loosey-goosey, and then that scope's just going to pop right off. So, you know, I'd like to say I'd pay attention to the eye relief on this and everything, on where the new one used to be, but there's so many adjustments. I'm a long ways from that. So we're just going to start fresh. So now that that is off, these are just UTG rail covers. You know, this one's nice because it has the numbers I can remember. I actually put a little notch right there so I know exactly where this one goes back on. You know, swapping between nighttime and daytime, even though that is a nighttime and daytime scope, the thing is heavy. It's super heavy, awkward, but it is a good scope. It's been a great scope. So first things first, I'm actually going to detach the quick detach from the scope and attach the extension attach to the scope, and then the detach on the extension attach. So it's all going to go together correctly, and then we're going to put it on there, and then hopefully I don't have to move it forward and back so much. So probably do a little bit of fast forwarding here and spare you all the pain of watching me take out all these little Phillips heads. Once again, we don't have torque specs on these, so that's something that I'm going to message Goyojo on and see if we can actually get torque specs from them. But these little screws here, these are about a M2, it looks like, maybe an M2.5. These are going to be on the low end, so you know, 15 pounds I'd say was probably max. I might actually start at 10 pounds. A lot of times you just got to feel it. But most importantly, you want all the torque to be the same on all of them. So I don't know how tight these ones are, but I'm going to, oh, they're not very tight. So I mean, obviously it'd be something that you'd want to take off and do thread locking on anyways. But these ones are not tight from the factory. So if this was an application this way, to put directly on your gun and it would just work fantastic as it is, then heck, I would say, you know, you just go ahead and mount it. Once you remove these, thread lock them, retorque them down. Detached. This one will be attached, and this is going to go on like this. So I'm going to do this down here, but essentially what I'm going to do is put just a dab of thread lock on each screw, drop it in here, get it snug, and then I'm going to go around just like you would on your rim. So hopefully you can see that down here. I'm getting old. My back hurts to bend over that much. And this is thread locker AN222. Again, just snug. I'm going to set the scope down now. I'm going to go down to 10. I think those things can handle just a little bit more. So I'm going to go to about, this is sitting at about 12.5. Oh yeah, that feels a lot better. Those screws can definitely handle that. Plus there's 6 of them. There's 6 of them holding this scope on. None of them moved on those first 2 tries. Last one. Double check. Golden. Keeping everything in view here. My eye relief is going to be somewhere in this neighborhood. So this guy mounts on 4, and then 2 is going to be somewhere right around there. And I'd like to have it mounted somewhere close so it's not a whole lot of torque on it. And I think that's going to land us somewhere right around this neighborhood right here. So we're going to be using, and it's nice too, it's got these little locks. So when you get it kind of close, you know, these dimples set in these grooves, when you get it close, it kind of locks in place already. Same thing as the last process. We got 6 screws, 12.5 inch-pounds, thread lock, Phillips head screws, and we're going to screw them on in there. These kind of feel like they're super long-winded, but you know, that's obviously it's a good thing. So it's got a lot of threads to bite on it. All right, so the scope is now ready to mount on here. So this quick release is really cool. So it actually has a number 1, number 2. So number 1 press, number 2 pull, unlocked. So when you think you know where you want it, you just press it Now this thing feels super loose, right? And you're kind of thinking, well, that's not going to work very well. Well, the nice part about it is, number one, number two, and then you tighten this fella. Almost all of these quick detaches are like that. So you want to get this tight so that you can easily put this in with one finger. So you don't want to be like, oh, you know, pushing your palm into it. You want to be able to do it with one finger. So that is pretty good. I'm going to go just a squint more. Maybe just a squint more. It's nice that that has really fine pitch threads too, so then you can really kind of dial that in. So yeah, now it's locked in there. I can see my little dog leg holder, whatever you want to call it. This is sitting inside the groove, so it keeps you from being able to pull that guy back. So now what I want to do is loosen this guy up, pick it up, and see how that eye release feels on him. So hopefully it's on at the moment. Oh, I gotta love these things stuck everywhere. So now I'm gonna look through it. And that feels really good with the exception of, I got my lens cap on, I don't really care about that. I'm literally just looking for my eye relief. And I definitely want that longer cup. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap that cup out, but everything else feels super good. The height and everything was great. I really like the quality of that guy there. So let's swap out this eye cup and check it out again. Much better. I dig that. Man, I'll tell you one thing too. The weight difference, man. The weight from this guy, I don't even know how much it weighs. It weighs a lot. I would say probably 3 times the weight of that thermal. So that's gonna be a huge relief for me. Not like I care about carrying it really, but swinging it around, the dexterity of it, man, it makes it better in a lot of ways. So dexterity, sleek, good looking design. I mean, it's got that ACOG look to it. Anyways, so please like, share, follow, comment. We kind of say this on all of our videos, but comment, please. If you got something to say, ask questions or whatever, we're going to do the best we absolutely can to answer your questions. I do have resources that I can reach out to and ask. Like one of the things I'm going to ask about is these torque specs. I mean, you can use those, use the torque specs that I gave you. Like on this scope, you know, those little tiny screws, I did 12.5 inch-pounds on them, and then this guy's just kind of a finger tight, a 1 finger close, and you're kind of golden there. This is a super sweet and easy change out. So there is one thing that we need to figure out, and that is, how do you bore sight these things? I don't think there's a way to bore sight. They say 1-shot 0, but you got to hit the target to do a 1-shot 0 without bore sight, and I don't know how that's going to be, but we're going to do the best that we can. I did want to mention one thing though too. I was charging up this battery because, you know, you're supposed to fully charge it before use and everything, and I mentioned before on another video that I hate the USB or mini USBs. It's got the flat one with the little latches and stuff. I do not like those. The charger actually has those. So I would suggest plugging that thing in and don't unplug it a whole bunch of times. It will wear it out. They're good as long as you're not plug, unplug. Every time you do that, it wears them out. So I would plug it in and just leave it plugged in, leave it married, super glue it in there. I don't know, do something. But the more times that you plug and unplug it, you know, you will wear out the cord end of it. You know, the other end is going to be fine. However, you know, there is a ton of chargers out there, aftermarket chargers that are just cheap. There's some that I use, you know, that you can charge those 18650s. You can charge like 4 batteries at a time on one charger. And when we were using, you know, red lights, so we were just chewing through the batteries out there. You know, this actually uses the same battery as those, the 18650, which is kind of sweet. I got a whole bunch of those batteries. Like, I ain't gonna have to charge very often, but I got a nice like 4-place charger, so I'll never use that little one. But that's about the only thing that I saw really. And out of everything, right, when you're looking at this this scope, if the only thing you can complain about is a micro USB for the charger of the battery that actually has not really anything to do with the scope, that's a 2 thumbs up, 5 out of 5 stars. So again, Coyote down. We hope to see you guys out there. Thanks for watching.